If you want it, it can happen when you get out of the way. If you ask for it, it is given when you get out of the way. If you dream it, it can happen when you get out of the way. If you believe it, doors will open when you get out of the way. And it will come to you. It will come to you. It will come to you. Yes, dreams do come true.
Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. It is co-creating at its best, really. We see you have dragged your physical bodies here. Well, we like to distinguish that because you are so much more than these bodies. Do you know that? You know, you are source energy extended into this physical form. Do you know that you are a vibrational being, mostly? Do you know that you are vibration completely? And that everything that you see around you is but a vibrational interpretation? What you see with your eyes is vibrational interpretation. What you hear and smell and taste and touch. You are really, really good, leading-edge genius creators that you are at interpreting your time-space reality, just like you knew you would. You are source energy, eternal beings. And you made a decision to project a part of that consciousness here into this physical body. Because you knew that in this environment, the variety and contrast of the platform into which you were being born would inspire you to personal expansion. You knew that you would see some of what you didn't want, and it would help you to hone your idea of what you do want. And you knew then that you are a creator, which means you get to choose, by virtue of what you give your attention to, that which you expand toward. You understood, prior to your birth into this physical body, the creative nature of vibration. And you knew, above all other things, the importance and the power of focus. And while you were still non-physically focused, you offered one powerful stream of attention. The attention that you give as non-physical energy is toward all things wanted and only things wanted. You are pure love. You are pure energy. You are worthy beyond verbal description. You have knowledge of all things. You have access and, in fact, are infinite intelligence. In other words, that source energy part of you is pure positive energy. But then you said, I will project a part of that into a leading edge environment where the variety will cause an expansion. So here's how it works. You came forth, you explore contrast, you give birth to new desires constantly. Because every time you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. Someone's rude to you, you want them to be nicer. You see the world not working out in some way, you want it to be better. You don't have enough of something you want more of it. You're sick, you want to be well. On and on and on it goes. The contrast helps you at all levels of your being to constantly hone out new intentions. All species, all consciousness, even one-celled organisms are doing this. The expansion, the evolution of all things is about that. So you give birth to these rockets of desire, so to speak. Rockets of desires are emanating from you all day, every day. And here's the part we really want you to hear, because it's the part most of you have temporarily forgotten. When you, in your physical form, come to a conclusion of something that would be better, the source energy part of you follows that rocket of desire and gives its undivided attention to that expanded idea. Now, what that means to you is, there is in that moment a potential of you being completely aligned with the expanded version of you, completely aligned or not. And when you ride the rocket of desire, in other words, when you know you don't have enough money and you want more money, and you turn your undivided attention toward the idea of the money that is coming, there is no split in your energy, because you are a vibrational match to the way the source within you sees this. But if you give birth to rockets of desires, I'd like more money, I would like to be more prosperous, I would like to have more expansive experience in that area or any area, and the source within you comes to that same conclusion and holds that vision unerringly, unendingly for you. But you continue to beat the drum of, I don't have enough money, 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 I don't have enough money. I don't know anybody who has enough money, I don't know anybody who has enough money, I don't know anybody who has enough money. I've never had enough money, I've never had enough money, I've never had enough money, I've never had enough money. I hate not having enough money, I hate not having enough money, I hate not having enough money. That rich bricker over there's got enough money. He's got enough money. Not fair, not fair, not fair, not fair, not fair, not fair. I'll never inherit, I'll never inherit, I'll never inherit, I'll never inherit. Then what happens is, without meaning to, and mostly because you're observing what is, you hold yourself in vibrational resistance to where the larger part of you is gone. And when you hold yourself in vibrational resistance to where the larger part of you is gone, you set up a sort of vibrational separation. That's too strong a word, but you, in simple terms, just aren't letting yourself be who you really are. And we want you to know that every negative emotion that you feel, every feeling of disappointment or resentment or embarrassment, every feeling of depression, every feeling of anger, every feeling of frustration or overwhelmment is because you're looking at something in a way that the larger part of you is not looking. Jesus said, turn the other cheek, and that's what he was talking about. Give your undivided attention to the expanded version of you. You must keep up with you if you are to be the joyful being that you were born to be. You just can't be source energy and come into a physical body and have the life-giving experience that you knew you would have and expand into these wonderful new awarenesses and not go with the expansion. And when you don't feel good. And when you do, you feel passion and eagerness and joy. When you let yourself be, when you resonate with the true nature of who you are, you feel glorious, you feel enlivened, you feel vital and alive, you feel love, you feel joy, you feel appreciation. You love your life, you love those that you are looking at. You feel like Source feels. You see your world through the eyes of Source. But when you feel negative emotion, whether you call it frustration or whether you call it overwhelmment or whether you call it disappointment or whether you call it fear or whether you call it disempowerment, every emotion that you feel is about your alignment or your not alignment, your allowing or your resistance to who you have become. You can't keep this resistance up long, because when you croak, we love that disrespectful word because there is no death. But when you withdraw your attention from this physical experience and you croak, you're going to reemerge back into pure positive energy. You will then in that moment become all that life has caused you to be, all that you were before that has come into this physical experience, and all that this life experience has caused you to evolve to. When you have what you call your death experience, and we lovingly and disrespectfully call your croaking experience, you will come into vibrational alignment immediately with the fullness of who you are. We just want you to know you don't have to croak to get there. You can tune yourself to the vibration of who you are if you'll pay attention to the guidance that you were born with. And that's what those emotions are letting you know. Every time you feel negative emotion, no matter what label you give it, you are in that moment thinking about something in a way that the broader you is not thinking.